What's up guys, today's video begins with an email that I received back in January.
Hi Bradley, I'm reaching out on behalf of Dart Zone, the makers of the #1 darts, period.
Dart Zone were offering me an influencer pack which included a blue Nexus Pro, some half-length darts, and a pop-up target. Having already reviewed the Nexus Pro a few years ago at this point, I simply replied asking whether I could just have the half-length darts, to which they agreed. So in today's video, I'll be finding out whether Dart Zone are actually the makers of the #1 darts, period. This will be a very big video today with a lot of data. For starters, I'll be using two different blasters. This one is the Sabre M20S, you're probably fairly familiar with it from my channel. It's a manual springer and has Sabre's bearing scar barrel attached to add spin to every shot. The second blaster I'll be using is the Swin Balance V2, which is a bolt action manual springer, and it has Swin's string-based scar barrel attached. So I have one blaster with a bearing scar, and one with a string scar. The tests I'll be doing today begin with a velocity test, then an accuracy test, and finally a maximum range test. Let's meet the contestants. So first of all, these are the darts Dart Zone sent me. They look a lot like the old AF Pros, but the packaging's been changed up a little bit to say Dart Zone Max Pro. There are also claims of maximum distance and maximum accuracy on the box, so this has me intrigued. Also, if you've ever wondered where Dart Zone are actually based, it does say on the back of the pack. Competing against Dart Zone today, I've gathered the Nerf cinematic universe of half-length darts. I have Worker Gen 3 bamboo darts. These come with bamboo-like ribs on the foam body, which should help reduce friction in a Nerf barrel. You can buy them pre-made like this, you don't actually have to make them yourself, like some people do. I'm also testing standard Worker Gen 3 darts today. These particular white foam ones I love because they're very easy to see in video footage. A note to dart manufacturers, I wish all darts had white foam, it just makes them way easier to see as they fly through the air. These ones also glow in the dark though, which is pretty cool. Dragon darts are a bit of an oddball. They're made of the same material as Nerf Ultra. They're also way lighter than any other type of dart, resulting in some ridiculous velocity numbers. These ones also happen to have glow-in-the-dark tips. Finally, here's an oldie that some of you might still use, ACC Gen 3 darts. I have a feeling the round tip may give them a slight range advantage over the other flat-tipped darts, but we'll soon find out. Besides Dart Zone, all of the other darts I'm testing today were kindly sent to me by Zenduo Toys, and I'll leave links to all of them down below if you want to pick some up. Let's begin with velocity testing a full mag of each dart through the Sabre M20. This will be a lot of shooting, so if you just want to see the results, use the time codes down below. First up, Dart Zone. $285, $299, $290, $289, $291, $289, $317, $290, $282, $291, $206, $174, $307, $298, $300, and that must be 15 shots. Dart Zone shot a high of 317, low of 174, and an average of 280. They had a standard deviation of pretty terrible 38. Now for Worker Bamboo. $302, $304, $306, $305, $309, $306, $308, $309, $306, duplicate $306, $310, $311, $304, 336, 338. That's all 15 shots. Worker Bamboo shot a high of 338, low of 302, and an average of 310. They had a standard deviation of 10. Now for Worker Gen 3. $263, 302, 287, 313, 275, 294, 322, 311, 337, 329, 304, 314, 315, 319, duplicate 319. That must be 15 shots. Worker Gen 3 shot a high of 337, low of 263, and an average of 306. They had a standard deviation of 20. Now for Dragon Darts. $380, 377, 367. These are lighter darts than the rest. 361, 373, 363, 368, 374, 364, 357, 367, 370, 356, 368, 382. That's all 15 shots. Dragon Dart shot a high of 382, a low of 356, and an average of 368. They had a standard deviation of only 7. Finally, ACC darts. $290, $292, $296, $286, $298, $301, $286, oh sorry, $282, $290, $299, duplicate $299, $289, $292, $288, $292, $294, and that's 15 shots of those. ACC Gen 3 shot a high of 301, low of 282, and an average of 292. They had the best standard deviation yet of 5. For consistency, with the Sabre M20S, ACC have to take the win, followed by Dragon Darts, Worker Bamboo, Worker Gen 3, and in last place, Dart Zone. For highest velocity, Dragon Darts cheese it with their much lighter weight, followed by Worker Bamboo, Worker Gen 3, ACC, and in last place again, Dart Zone. Taking a look at both consistency and velocity together, I have to give the win to Dragon Darts, followed by Worker Bamboo and ACC pretty much tied with each other, then Worker Gen 3, and in last place, Dart Zone. But that's just with a bearing scar out of the Sabre M20. How will the results change when I repeat the chrono test with the Swin Balance V2 and its string scar? First up, Dart Zone again. 246, 245, 241, 248, 249, 248, 236, 250, 254, 246, and that's all 10 shots from this metal magazine. Dart Zone shot a high of 254, low of 236, and an average of 246. They had a standard deviation of 4.9, much better than they did in the previous test. Now for Worker Bamboo. 3 bamboo darts, 10 shots. 258, 266, 264, 260, 246, 262, 264, 259, 267, 268, 248, and that's all 10 shots. Worker Bamboo shot a high of 268, low of 246, and an average of 260. They had a standard deviation of 7.2. Now for Worker Gen 3. $268, $233, $240, $244, $212, that's probably the last one so far, $229, $233, $238, 216. Oh, just fixing the jam. And 219. That's 10 shots of the Worker Gen 3 glow in the dark. Worker Gen 3 shot a high of 268, low of 212, and an average of 233. They had a standard deviation of 16, which is the worst so far. Now for Dragon Darts. With glow in the dark tips. 300, 307, 315, 303, 305, 308, 201, that must have been a bad dart or something, 310, 308, 306, that's all 10. Dragon Darts shot a high of 315, low of 201, and an average of 296. They had a standard deviation of 33. Finally, ACC Darts. In the Balance V2. $237, $230, $241, $234, $233, $238, $227, $231, $233, and is that all 10? Nope, I think we had a misfire. And last shot, $236. ACC darts shot a high of 241, low of 234, and an average of 227. They had the best standard deviation of 4.1. For consistency with the Swin Balance V2, ACC take the win, followed by Dart Zone, Worker Bamboo, Worker Gen 3, and in last place, Dragon Darts. For the highest velocity, Dragon Darts once again cheese the win with their lighter weight, followed by Worker Bamboo, Dart Zone, ACC, and in last place, Worker Gen 3. Looking at both consistency and velocity, I'd say it's a tie between Worker Bamboo, Dart Zone, and ACC, followed by Dragon Darts, and in last place, Worker Gen 3. And from there, if we look at what worked well in both blasters, Worker Bamboo have to come out on top. So now for the accuracy test. Again, this is going to be a very long segment of shooting, so if you just want to see the results, click to the time codes down below. I'm shooting from a distance of 30 meters or 98 feet with the idea that even the worst dart should be able to hit the target this close to make comparing the groupings much easier than standing back at, say, 70 meters. First up, Dart Zone out of the Sabre M20.
That spun out of control and went a tiny bit short. Hit. 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 That was spinning out of control, but it still hit the target. Hit. 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 Spun out of control and went just below. Hit. 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 And that's all 15 shots.
Dart Zone shot a 75 centimeter spread. Nothing to compare it to, so let's move on to Worker Bamboo.
Hit. 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 Hit, only just though. Hit. 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 That's all 15.
Worker Bamboo shot a 70 centimeter spread, which is slightly tighter than the Dart Zone did by 5 centimeters. Now let's see how Worker Gen 3 perform.
Hit. They should be easier to see in the camera than any of the others. That one dropped short, spun out of control. Hit. Hit. That one missed to the right. Hit. Hit. That one missed to the right. Just low. Missed to the right. Hit. 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 And that's all 15.
Worker Gen 3 shot 150 centimeters spread, so definitely the worst so far. They were the easiest to see on camera though, and I do wonder whether the glow-in-the-dark foam is somehow inferior to standard foam. But top of the leaderboard in this test currently sits Worker Bamboo, followed by Dart Zone. Next up, Dragon Darts.
Hit. 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 That was only just a hit. And that's the 15th shot.
Dragon darts were actually very impressive. I thought the lighter weight would definitely mean worse accuracy, but the solid material body perhaps helps a lot compared to the soft squishy foam. They shot a 60cm grouping, which is the best so far, and out of those 15 shots, 13 of them actually landed within a 30cm grouping. So currently in the Sabre M20, Dragon Darts lead, followed by Worker Bamboo and then Dart Zone. Finally, ACC darts.
That was fishtailing everywhere, but it still hit. Hit. That's like 5 meters short of the target. Missed to the left. Fish-tailed, probably the worst I've seen so far. Went about 2 meters short of the target, missing to the right. Hit. That only went about 10 meters and just spun out of control. Same story. Low and to the right. Hit. Low and to the right. Hit. That's with those other three at about 10 meters away from me. Missed to the left. That hit the cinder block below. That's all our 15 shots with the Sabre.
ACC darts were the absolute worst of the lot. 3 of the 15 shots spun so wildly out of control that they only went halfway to the target. And of the ones that did make it to the target, they only shot a 200 centimeter spread, which would still give them last place by a mile. For accuracy with the Sabre M20 with its bearing scar, Dragon darts came out in first, followed by Worker Bamboo, Dart Zone, Worker Gen 3, and then ACC in last. Worth mentioning though, the majority of the Dragon darts broke their tips off on impact, so they're completely unusable after shooting them at the target. Because of that, I would personally give the win to Worker Bamboo, especially considering the high price tag of Dragon darts. As we saw in the velocity test, a string scar can have a completely different outcome to a bearing scar. So now let's repeat the same accuracy test with the Swin Balance V2. The same exact distance starting off with Dart Zone darts.
Hit. 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 I think this is going to be a dry fire. Yep, that was a 10th shot.
Dart Zone improved a lot with the string scar, shooting a much tighter 35 centimeter spread, about half the size of the Sabre grouping. Now let's test Worker Bamboo darts.
Hit. 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 That one whirly birded and missed to the right. Hit. 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 And that's 10 shots.
Worker Bamboo shot a 70 centimeter spread. There is one outlier though, possibly a bad dart. Exclude that, they still shot a 40 centimeter spread, which is still slightly worse than Dart Zone. Now for Worker Gen 3.
Hit. 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 Whirly birded, but it still hit the target. Hit. That was a whirly bird, but it missed to the left. Hit. And that's all 10 shots.
Worker Gen 3, including the one that missed, shot an 80cm spread, putting them in 3rd place behind Worker Bamboo and the 1st place leader Dart Zone. Now for Dragon Darts.
That went low. Hit. 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 Low and to the right. Hit. Hit. That's all 10.
Dragon Darts shot a 120cm spread, the worst one tested so far in the Swin Balance. It definitely seems they don't like string scars, but absolutely loved the bearing scar of the Sabre, taking the cake there. Finally, ACC darts.
Hit. That spun out of control and landed probably 10 meters short of the target. Hit. That spun out of control and almost hit the camera on the left of the target. That one went about 15 meters. Whirly bird, but it hit the target. That one went about 15 meters. Hit. That was spinning wildly out of control, but it still hit the target. Just short of the target, spinning wildly out of control. And that must be all 10 shots.
ACC darts, just like with the Sabre M20's bearing scar, spun wildly out of control, only making it halfway to the target. So for accuracy with the Swin Balance V2 with its string scar, Dart Zone came out on top, followed closely by Worker Bamboo, then Worker Gen 3, Dragon Darts, and in last place again, ACC. If I take a look at what performed well in both blasters, it's hard not to notice Worker Bamboo coming second in both. Worker Bamboo don't seem to care whether it's in a string scar or a bearing scar, so if I had to choose a winner of combined accuracy, it would have to be Worker Bamboo. Finally, let's take a look at the maximum range of each dart fired out of each blaster. This is where ACC might be able to redeem themselves a little bit, but let's see. First up, the Sabre M20S firing 3 of each dart.
Gonna shoot at a 45-degree angle to get maximum range. That's 15 shots gone. We have all 3 Worker Glows, 2 Worker Bamboos and an AF Pro, all at 63 meters. Another Worker Bamboo I just spotted slightly closer at 58 meters. We have got a Glow Dragon Dart 54 meters and 2 other Glow Dragon Darts at 49 meters. Got 2 AF Pros around 46 meters. So that's all the AF Pros found, all the worker bamboos found, all the dragon darts found, all the glow worker darts found. Just the ACCs somewhere. They can't have gone that far. But they've probably disappeared into oblivion, knowing how they fishtail. Holy shit. So we have one ACC3 at 86 meters. Did the other two go this far? Just found an ACC dart. That's 75 meters. What's up? It's one of the Nerfers, Andrew. So I'm going to shoot this one that I did find back towards the fence from this red bin. Watching it, watching it. I hope it didn't go over the fence. Holy shit. It may have made it and hit the fence and bounced back because it's facing that way. I think it hit the fence and that would make it 84 meters.
In first place for range, it wasn't even close. ACC won by a landslide, making it to an average of 81 meters or 265 feet. Trailing behind, Worker Gen 3 came second, followed by Worker Bamboo, Dart Zone, and then Dragon Darts in last place. That lighter weight letting them down. Finally, let's repeat the range test, but with the Swin Balance V2.
Because it's a lower capacity magazine, I'm doing 2 of each dart. Let's go. Surely not this far. Oh, we have the first dart is an AF Pro at 55 meters. We have an ACC dart, can't be much more, 57 meters. Have a worker glow and a dragon dart, another dragon dart, all around 61 meters. Got a worker bamboo, or 2 worker bamboos, 63 meters. Got an ACC at 68 meters. Doesn't seem to have been the furthest shot. Have a Dart Zone Pro 68 meters as well. We have a worker glow dart 70 meters.
The results were a lot closer together with the Swin Balance V2, coming in first to a Worker Gen 3, then Worker Bamboo, ACC in third, with Dragon Darts and Dart Zone tied for last place. Remembering ACC also performed worse for accuracy in the Swin Balance V2, I wonder whether it's not enough spin or too much spin for them in this blaster. They definitely have the ability to outrange other darts, as evident with the Sabre M20's results reaching 81 meters. I think I do have to give that merit where it's due and hand ACC the win for max range overall, followed by Worker Gen 3, Worker Bamboo, and tied in last place, Dragon Darts and Dart Zone. Looking back on that email, I know it's just marketing talk when they say they're number one, but as this video shows, there are a lot of other options out there, and what works well varies a lot depending on your particular blaster setup. For velocity with the Sabre M20 taking into account consistency, Dragon Darts came out on top, followed by Worker Bamboo. For velocity with the Swin Balance V2 taking into account consistency, it was a tie between Worker Bamboo, Dart Zone, and ACC. For accuracy, the Sabre performed best with Dragon Darts, but the majority of them broke on impact, so I give the win to Worker Bamboo there. And for accuracy with the Swin Balance V2, Dart Zone came in first, followed closely by Worker Bamboo. For maximum range, ACC darts destroyed all the other competitors in the Sabre, reaching 81 meters or 265 feet. Worker Gen 3 came in second, and Worker Bamboo in third. For max range in the Swin Balance V2, Worker Gen 3 went the furthest, followed closely by Worker Bamboo, and then ACC in third. Evaluating all three categories, if I had to choose one type of dart out of the 5 I tested to buy thousands of for myself, I personally would order Worker Bamboos. Particularly in the velocity and accuracy testing, every other dart varied far too much with how they performed, depending on which blaster I shot it out of. Worker Bamboo though were happy to come in first or second place no matter which blaster I tested. Also, Dart Zone performed poorly in both blasters when it came to maximum range, likely due to the hollowed out part on the side of the tip adding drag. Even if they were sold on toy store shelves in the rest of the world like they are in the USA, I still don't think I'd pick those up. If you live in the USA and weigh the convenience of buying Dart Zone at local stores highly though, they definitely weren't the worst of the 5 I tested, but I wouldn't call them number one. I know this video was long, thanks for bearing with it, or thanks for skipping right to the end. I hope it contained useful information for a lot of you. Consider hitting that subscribe button, and here's 2 other videos you might enjoy. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.